Hey, everybody, 4 steps to take action and build confidence. So, let us know. Do you feel like you're just putting off tasks over just simple fear? Do you feel like, procrastination is just destroying your business? If so, put hashtag fear in the comments because we've totally been there. And today, Jill is joining me. So we're Jill and
Hello.
Levi Hunsaker with JillandLeviHunsaker.com. And let us know, where are you joining us from on this big blue marble? Just let us know. And if you're catching this on the replay, put hashtag replay below so that we know you're catching this a little bit later on.
So, have you ever had a time, which I bet you have,
I have had a time.
where you have a task that needs to be done and you don't maybe really want to do it, and so you put it off, and it builds in your head bigger and bigger, and then it just gets to a point where it seems overwhelming. So today we want to talk about how to kind of break through that.
Yeah. For me, most recently, this was actually one of the content creation pieces. I just kept pushing it off. And I think I pushed it off for like 3 weeks because I just didn't want to do it. So no matter where you are in your journey, you're going to have these moments. This is the kind of stuff that you just play over and over and over inside your head, and it just gets overwhelming, maybe a little bit. And there's no reason that it should be, because inside your head, that's the place where dreams live and your fantasies live. And that is also where the place where your nightmares live, is stuck inside your head. So instead, let's get you outside of your own head and just realize that if you will just do something, you won't spend all the mental energy thinking about that you need to do it. You'll just realize that, oh wow, that ended up being an easier or quicker process than I really expected it to be, because I built it up inside my head.
Yeah, there's a favorite quote of mine by Norman Vincent Peale, and he says, "Action is a great restorer and builder of confidence. Inaction is not only the result, but the cause of fear. Perhaps the action you take will be successful. Perhaps different actions or adjustments will have to follow. But any action is better than no action at all." And I see this all the time, whether it's schoolwork that my kids keep putting off that they don't want to do, or housework like that I don't want to do, or even within our business, little tasks that would really put us ahead, but we just keep putting them off. So some ways that we can step past that.
Well, first, before we talk about the 4 steps that we're going to talk about how to get past that, to build that confidence back and take that action, I thought you had a story you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, I do. So the other day, our 7-year-old had a loose tooth that was just so ready to come out, and it was I couldn't look at it without it bothering me. And so I had asked her a couple weeks ago to just, wiggle it yourself, and then mom won't have to pull it out. But she just kept putting it off and putting it off.
Nope, she wouldn't do it.
And so finally, a couple days ago, I said, okay, it's time to take action. You either pull the tooth out or mom will pull the tooth out. And she flipped out. So, complete meltdown, panic mode. And so I kind of backed off a little, got her calmed down, and then I just leaned over and tugged on the tooth, and less than a second it was out. And she kind of looked at me like, how dare you, at first, and then she started to giggle.
I am wounded.
And then she started to giggle because that relief washed through her. It was like she had built up this big, scary, painful scenario in her mind, and then all of a sudden it was over with when we finally just took action. So
yeah, and we do the same things in our businesses. We've been there, we still are there sometimes. I'm sure that you guys are there from time to time, if not stuck in that spot right this very second.
I'm there like every time we're going to go live.
So what we want you to realize is that doubt is actually the thing that slows you down. And it's not, it's fear of the unknown, maybe fear of all of the things that we think are going to happen, but most of the time don't really happen. So if that's where you're at right now, join us and just put #doubt below, because this is really what this is all about today. We want you to think about, okay, ask yourself really good questions. How can I move past this? And these 4 tips, these 4 steps that we're going to give you are going to help you be able to move forward and move past this, starting as soon as you decide to make it happen. But I want to go back to this quote from Norman Vincent Peale really quick. It says, inaction is not only the result, but the cause of fear. So fear is not the result of inaction. The fear is the cause of not doing anything. So if you want to destroy your fear and to get things moving forward again, you just have to get up and take action. And these 4 steps are going to help you get really clear on how to take even just the simplest of actions, because any action is better than no action at all, even if it is an incorrect action, because you learn something from it. You say, oh, well, that didn't work. I'm going to make an adjustment and do some more action. So the first step is what?
The first step is write a list of the next steps that you need to take. So you don't have to have the entire picture laid out, but just the next step or the next few steps.
Yeah, and this is, I'll be straight up, this is something that I struggle with, because I have been trained as an engineer to plan the whole picture. And with business, it doesn't work that way. You need to know the destination, you need to know where you're at right now, and you need to know, okay, what are the next steps to move forward? And then just start doing, because the steps will become clear along the way on how to get there, but you won't know until you actually get moving. It's kind of like going on a hike and not really realizing all the obstacles that are kind of in your way, because the mountaintop's up there and I'm standing right here, but I don't know what's there. You got to start walking, you got to start moving, and each step along the way, you will know what the next step is.
True.
So
that hiking analogy really works for me, because I love to hike, and sometimes you reach a part of the mountain and you're looking at it and you're like, am I gonna make it for all of that? And then you take one step at a time, and all of a sudden you turn around and you have made it past that obstacle. So the next step is to be specific.
So as you're trying to figure out your steps, be specific. Like, for example, if I say, I want to create a training for our team, or you say, you're going to create a training for your team, right? Well, you might think that that's the step, but let's break it down. You might say, oh, well, maybe I need to schedule a training, and maybe I've got to build for the training. Oh yeah, I guess I better have some content to create. I guess I better let my team know that it's actually going to happen. Well, what content should I do? How long should it be? What's the topic? Who's going to be who is the training for? Maybe who is going to be doing the training, and why is this important for my team? There's still a lot more stuff going on. There's still a lot more steps, but we're just going to throw this out there, because once you get it all out of your brain and just dump it on paper, being specific, that's the important part of this step in the process. You've got to get it out of your brain somewhere that you can actually see it and start looking at it objectively, instead of letting fear dominate you actually moving forward and taking action.
Yeah. I think keeping it in our brains is when it feels overwhelming because there's too much to think about all at once. But once you can kind of picture it, it's a little easier. So the third step is decide what the most important step is, the most important one thing you can do next, and move forward.
Yeah, and honestly, I got this from the book The One Thing, because it's all about focus. Because if you're looking at this and saying, okay, I have this big old list, well, now it's easy to even say, okay, I'm stuck in overwhelm again. And we don't want you to be stuck in overwhelm. We want you to be able to move forward and progress your business. So you're going to pick not just one thing. You are going to pick one thing, but not just one thing. It's the most important one thing. So what is going to have the biggest impact on your business moving forward? Do that next step. What's going to have the biggest impact on that training we talked about that you're going to create for your team? Do that next one step, right? So all you have to do is make a decision, right? So we've gone through a process of brainstorming, planning, deciding,
and
what's
fourth
last?
Step is do it.
Get to work. You got to do it because I believe it was Walt Disney said, I hope I don't butcher this quote. It's the only way to do a thing is to just do it. So a Walt Disney quote-ish, maybe we'll call it. I don't know if I got it right, but you just got to do it. The only way to do a thing is to just do it. So we'll talk about these 4 steps again. We'll give you a reminder, right? It's the first thing is brainstorm. You've got to get it out. What are your next steps? Second step is your planning and be specific. Step 2. Third step is decide on your next one most important step. And the fourth step is to just go do it. So, anything to add before we wrap it up?
I don't think so.
Okay. So here's the deal. If you guys feel like you don't know what to do next, if you're stuck in that doubt, that fear, we've got something special for you today. So what we're going to do is for the next 15 people that either shoot us a message or drop #help below, what we're going to do is we're going to offer you a free 15-minute consultation where we'll just meet with you one-on-one, talk about the things that you're struggling with, and help you figure out a game plan for moving forward in your business. So once again, shoot us a message, drop #help below, and we will reach out to you with details on how to schedule a 15-minute consultation with us, absolutely free for the next, what did I say, 15 people?
Yep.
Okay.
So we look forward to talking to you.
So get in there, and we want you guys to get your businesses forward, moving forward, and taking action. So have a great night, everybody.
Good night.